Let's talk about episode 12 of The Bad Batch, Rescue on Ryloth. This episode was a lot of fun. We got more Hera, we got more Chopper, and we got everyone's favorite, Hauser. This latest episode of Bad Batch picks up where the previous one left off. Cham Syndulla and his wife are in prison. Sadly, Orn Freyr did survive that assassination attempt.
Orn Freyr's condition continues to improve, and he will make a full recovery.
He's still trash. We hate him, but this is not a retcon, right? Because we know that he appears in the Lords of the Sith book, so they're keeping close to canon. At least they are now. We love to see it. Overall, it was an extremely solid episode, but it still didn't quite grip me the way I hoped it did, and I just can't figure out exactly why that is. But we got to see Cham Syndulla, we got to see him starting to get re-radicalized, and we see, this further, especially in Rebels. We know, nothing's happened to his wife yet, but it's coming.
I have seen how you treat your allies, Admiral. I prefer to be your enemy.
I was very happy to see the Bad Batch involved a lot more in this episode because, it's their show. It's the Bad Batch. But I do love to see, whenever they get involved with Crosshairs there. We still haven't quite pitted them against each other in the way that I've been hoping the show will. But the end of this episode made that promise. Now they have permission. Crosshair has permission to hunt down his old friends. He can hunt down the Bad Batch. We got more young Hera and Chopper, which is awesome. We got to see everyone's favorite little war criminal. We got to see her fly and take off and land for the first time. And we got some good lines with that because, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough for them. But I think most people agree that the standout was Hauser. We got to see something that we haven't been able to see in the clones before. And I wonder if it's because there were no Jedi stationed there, when Order 66 happened. So there may not have been like an immediate and major change in these clones because they didn't have a Jedi to immediately turn against. So he still was retaining that autonomy in his personality.
I was there. That blast didn't come from Cham or his fighters.
And then we see at the end that other clones do as well. So good soldiers follow orders, but they also have their own sense of right and wrong. And I think as long as the Jedi are not involved in the conflict, they can see it a lot more clearly. So at the end of this episode, first we get to see Hauser make his choice.
Why should we trust you?
Because I'm on your side.
Decides to betray, his charge and warn our heroes about the trap that they're about to walk into. But what's further than that, when he is given the opportunity to leave with them, he's not going to leave his brothers behind. When he walks out and makes his speech, what they're doing isn't right. They're now hunting down the people that they had promised to protect and serve.
They're now being ordered to target the very people we swore to protect, and I will not be a part of it any longer.
And who's with him? And we got to see quite a few agreed and laid down their arms. This shows us that we're probably going to get that Camino uprising because, once again, the Jedi are all but gone at this point in time. There's no one that they are having this inkling to fight, this unnatural, reason to fight. So we'll have to see how that develops, but I think that was the most important and most interesting part of this episode. I'm still waiting for some type of character development for Tech. Please. I like Tech, but we'll see. We'll see if that comes. Another important message that we get in this episode is the tie to brotherhood. We have Omega, talking to Hera, and she's trying to convince the Bad Batch to go, and this is her family. Of course we need to help. And then later, she's talking to Hera again, and she views all of the Bad Batch as her brothers, and she would help any of their brothers. And we get that same message from Captain Hauser. So I think this is going to let them know that even though they're going to end up being hunted by Crosshair, in the end, he's still their brother. And he's been through just as much stuff as they have. And they're going to try to help him. Hopefully we get to see this resolved. Again, it feels like the episode we are on bated breath, like waiting for this thing to happen, and all the elements necessary, that are a catalyst, are there, but we just haven't like flipped that switch and gone full bore. Hopefully that is what we're gonna get next week. I'm still enjoying the show, but that's why I've stopped filming my reactions, and that's why I actually don't feel the need to stay up and watch it at midnight, because it hasn't had that drawing effect the same way that I hoped it does, and the same way that I know it can. Anyways, those are my feelings on the latest episode of The Bad Batch. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and may the Force be with you.